All right, well, it's almost Christmas, and with Christmas comes Christmas trees, and with Christmas trees come Christmas trains. This one's having a little bit of an issue. I believe this connector is failing back here. So let's get into it. So this is one of those battery-powered trains with the tinder full of batteries. And it's got this plug on it. It's got a little lost insulation. But I don't believe this is giving us a problem. I believe it's in our connector here. Let's do a quick measurement. So we're getting 9 volts. And I'm not seeing an issue with that. But if we plug this in, it's going to be hard for you guys to see this. You can see we got this blinking light, and there's a button on top you push. In fact, the light just went out. So if I hold, see it? If I hold it just right, so we can get it to do it. But as soon as I move it, we lose connection in there. And as somebody who spent a few years in the connector industry, connector guys aren't going to like this, but it's always a connector. So upon initial inspection, I see a bunch of screws here and what looks like some gears or motors maybe there. And you almost feel like taking these out, but I'm a little afraid. There's a plate here. I'm almost afraid of what's going to come out with all of this. So I kind of see these other screws in here that I'd like to get out. I think that's going to take this whole top off and get us to this connector. Now I also looked at this, and I thought maybe taking that truck out would make it easier to get to these. But down inside here, there's a washer on the other side. So I think even taking this screw out is not going to let that come out. And the same with the front. Take this screw, I don't think it's going to come out because it's got a washer inside. And we'll probably see that when we get into it. So I think we're going to have to get a little creative here and get down into this. So let's go right in between this wheel. Oh, it was hanging on there, wasn't it? So let's do this one too. Same thing. Let's try and get in between here. And they're really tight because this thing has probably never been apart since it was assembled. It's going to be interesting putting these back. So now we got another one down in here. And so far they all look the same. Now we got another one tucked up in here. Now if we can get this open down to the connector with just these screws, that would be really sweet. Well, we might have a couple more in the front here, which is all right. He came out. So what have we got going on here? Okay, so we've got some movement here, so we might be in luck. And this might be a little simpler than we thought. Hopefully that connector has just broken free and is not actually damaged to the point where we need to find a replacement. Now these two screws are different. They got a little flat head on them. Oh, this whole front piece is coming loose. Let's get our screws out of the way here. Okay, that just slid that off. It's interesting, he's got a couple magnets there. Must be something on the track. Oh, what is that? So, what are we gonna get here? Oh, this looks like it wants to come with it. Oh, those are going to be fun. We're going to have to finagle those back in. So here's our offending connector. Let's see what this guy looks like. Let's go to the scope and see what we've got down in there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Might just be a cold solder joint, which would be a win. I'm just holding this up in the air. We're going to try and cheat this. Try and get some better light on it here. It just doesn't want to take the solder, huh? I'm gonna have to try and get this in a board holder. Okay, that's a little better. Let's see what we can work for it. That just really wanted to bridge there, didn't it? See that pin on there? I don't like the way that pin's just bouncing around. Turning this heat down because this board is so tiny and thin. And it really is way too much space on there. So I don't know how much more I want to mess with that. All right, let's see what that did for us. Because I think we can check this out right now. This thing even came with a remote control. How cool is this? And there it goes. That's rock solid. It was that center pad that broke loose. Oh, I turned it off. No wonder. All right, rock and roll. Let's put it back together. And the grandkids are going to be ecstatic with this one. We got our board. Get our board back on. Cold solder joint. Love them. Love them. This thing's going to last a long time. Now, if we can get all this back together, and we didn't have to take all the gear mechanism apart. Uh-huh. Come on. Oh, there's a slot. Okay. Where's my third hand? Where's the grandkids at to hold this? Come on, you know you want to get in there. Alright, now can we do this without it falling off? Okay, we got that one in. Wires all look good. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So let's get one of these center screws in. Everything's in there right? That looks good. See this one, I'm gonna have to go in between this truck here. Got all 1, 2, 3 there. Let's get this side. Yeah, man. Really? No, no. Did that really fall in there? It did. Really? Come on. That doggone screw fell in that slot. I gotta take the whole thing back apart. It's always the last screw. Well, it wasn't the last. It was almost last. Now watch, it's going to fall out right when we get the last one out. Now, can we get it out? Where did it go? It fell down in this gearbox. Can you believe that? Oh, look at that, you little so-and-so. All right, let's not drop it in again. So let's try this again. So is there a better way to do this? Not really. All right, that was a little better than the last time. All right, so how do we do this without making the same mistake? See, they're kind of semi-magnetic. All right. We've got the light on. You can see it reflecting off my ring. And that little pause you hear, that's just the can sound resetting. Yeah. It's a solid connection now. Was that bad solder joint? So I wonder how you turn it off. You just unplug it. Hmm. All right, well, there we go. The grandkids will be thrilled that this is working, no problem now. Set it up under the Christmas tree or How's that for under the Christmas tree? Yeah? Like, subscribe. See you next time.